What is going on to you, Libras? So, you Libras have got the Moon, the Ten of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune here, the High Priestess, okay, the Judgment, the Devil, the Queen of Cups, Four of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Hermit. Okay, so what I'm saying here for you Libras is I'm ultimately seeing how a lot of you Libras, pretty much the first three cards, you Libras are getting right out of Dodge when it comes to if you were in any kind of relationship. Like I said, they tried to play you, tried to gyp you, tried to get you for what you had in your pockets. You Libras are getting out of there. As of right now, I see a lot of you Libras kind of looking like, some people really wilding out here. People going, people not really being upfront. Some people are really out of their mind right now. So a lot of you Libras are pretty much deciding to just hang out by yourselves for a little bit. I'm not saying forever, obviously, but for a little bit, because you have the Moon and the Ten of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, y'all already know the Moon represents ghosting. It represents self-reflection. It represents you Libras basically taking a hiatus, taking a break from, just dating right now, because some of you Libras have met some pretty cool people, right? Some people who are kind of out there who have this mentality of they have a right to kind of live off of what you've got going on. And the Ten of Wands represents you Libras wasn't having that at all. So you decided to leave them alone. You said, okay, they out here, they wilding out. You tried to get to know them, but these people, they didn't have any kind of internal peace. So because they didn't have any kind of internal peace, they were trying to latch on to you and steal your internal peace by making it seem like, you were the ones that was tripping, because you wouldn't essentially give them your money or do what it is that they wanted you to do, right? And they were completely interacting with you wrong. They were interacting with you incorrect. See, Libra representing the Libra scales, right? Or the scales of justice, to a certain extent, you Libras will allow people to kind of, I ain't gonna say use you, because that's not the correct term, but you Libras will allow people to do them. But at the same time, they have to treat you with respect, right? They have to. They can't just show up with disrespect, come out of pocket, start talking to you disrespectfully and treat you disrespectfully, and you Libras stick around. No, every Libra that I've ever known has never been for that stuff. Respect has always been top flight, top priority. You know what I mean? And this is why I was saying that it's not what you think, because every Libra that I've ever known has always actually been a fighter. So that's kind of the misconception that a lot of people tend to think. Some people tend to think that Libras are like soft because they're air signs. And it's like, you got K Flock, you got Charles Oliveira from the UFC, you got how many fighters or people that have known to have that type of hard reputation were Libras. You got Pascal Beverly Randolph. I mean, these are not people by any means who are soft as far as like a punk. Y'all are just not, right? But the thing about it is that the Wheel of Fortune, right? The Wheel of Fortune represents, and you're doing it to preserve yourself. You're doing it to preserve your wealth, your health, your mental stability, right? Because a lot of times people think that it's always about money. No, this type of stuff will drive you up a wall. This type of stuff will have you, not really being able to really see things very clearly. So you're retreating and not really hanging out with anybody as of right this second. You will in the future, but as of right now, you're not hanging out with anybody because you just need to take a short break from the nonsense that you've been interacting with. Because from what I'm seeing, you Libras have really been finding your way around some serious goofballs, right? Some people who act like they are decent individuals at first, but then they're always on some nonsense and disrespectful. And the high priestess in the judgment represents this being a situation for you where the high priestess and the judgment is about you Libras. It's kind of funny because it's like when you go off by yourselves, right? People who don't know you Libras, they may talk about you like you're some sort of voodoo or witch doctor or something like this, right? You know, Melisandre or Melisandre from the Game of Thrones. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're doing witchcraft and you know, Coco Casa and all this other type of stuff. You know, just the magus, right? The magician, the sorceress, right? The witch, the warlock. and the thing about it is that for you, they don't know you. You know what I mean? So now they're thinking, uh-oh, what is the Libra up to? What's going on? What are you doing? Because it's so up in your business whenever it is that you go away and you decide to just kind of, because y'all go through a state where y'all like to be by yourselves for like days and y'all don't really like to speak to people. You know what I mean? That's one thing that some people may not have noticed if they've hung out with you for a while or they don't know about you off the rip. Obviously, sometimes y'all like to just chill out and just breeze out from every single person except for the ones that are closest to you, right? Namely your family. And as a result, the high priestess is about how a lot of you Libras are doing just that. Y'all are just recuperating from the world, thinking about, right, ruminating, giving yourself time to think, recuperating from the world, all the type of nonsense that done happened to you in the world. And you're just taking the time to really cool off from all of that, right? Recharge your batteries. And what I mean when I say recharge your batteries is, you know, to kind of take some time out away from others so that the next time when you decide that you want to get to know other people, it's not like something where it's like, do I really have to do this? Or it seems like it's forced or strained. The judgment now represents, and just also too, you're taking this little short break to let certain things end. You know, a lot of times people jump from relationship to relationship to relationship, and that's a terrible idea, back to back to back. And that's a terrible idea because all of these personalities, smells, you know, sometimes people wear perfume, sometimes their natural skin chemistry, body odor, that type of stuff. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. So with that being said, right, you know, all this intertwining, you know, interacting with another person's energy, you getting to know them, you rolling around in the haze, so to speak, y'all having fun, all of that stuff adds up. Now, I'm not saying that you Libras are going to the extreme of rolling around in the hay with somebody, but what I'm saying is that does add up. All of that baggage, all of that, you going from, you know what I mean, relationship and kind of trying to get to know. So this is why it is that you should most definitely be taking a break, because then there's a stop to that. So where you can just relax, recharge, sleep, do whatever you want. You ain't even worrying about the nonsense. And then when you're ready, get back out there and start talking to people again. You know, you're also given time for, you know, certain perspectives with other people. You know what I mean? Certain perspectives as far as any kind of past relationships that you just, you know, with people that you just stopped talking to, you're giving that a hard stop so that they can, you know, they don't have access to you. Because when you just go and go and go and go and go, eventually you're going to burn yourself out. And then the devil and the Queen of Cups represent. So as a result, the devil now is about how a lot of you Libras, you had to do what it is that's necessary for you. So you're going to enjoy your break. You're going to enjoy the time off that you're taking from getting to know others. But of course, you know, unfortunately, now that's the time when everybody wants this. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about. The Six of Wands and the Hermit. Now that's the time when everybody trying to, you know, get a hold of you, and people want to meet you now and some, now that's the time when, you starting to see a lot of people watching you, you know what I mean, in the street, or potentially want you to come over and say something to them and talk to them and stuff like this, that type of stuff. But a lot of you may not necessarily want to do that. A lot of you Libras may want to be by yourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that, Libra. I want y'all to know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because, again, we are all supposed to learn how to take breaks. You know what I mean? And if you're ultimately not taking a break, then you're in a particular position where, how do you know what's the difference between you and the people that you meet? And that a lot of times can drive, like I said, that too can drive you up a wall. Because you could be thinking to yourself, like, where does the other person end and you begin, right? What's the difference? You just been meeting all of these new people. So now that you Libras are finally taking the time to take a break, when you do decide to get back out there, Four of Wands, things are you're gonna feel refreshed again. You are gonna be refreshed. Most definitely. You'll be looking at it with a fresh new pair of eyes, right? We all need breaks. We all need to take a break, The people who are the most obsessive, and the people who are the most dysfunctional, and the people, or I should say, unfortunately and ironically, are the most unsuccessful, are the people who are in their own way, constantly trying to get to know other people, and they won't stop. They won't even stop temporarily. So let's clarify some of these cards here. So let's clarify the Six of Wands. The Strength. To clarify the Six of Wands, we have the Strength, the Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles, wow, Chariot. Okay. So the Strength, the Six of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles, and the Chariot is about, like, how, you're going to be kind of thinking about relationships, like, let's be more accurate. You're going to be thinking about relationships like, why is it that as of right this moment would you get into one? Some people are going to want you to come over and talk to them. Some people will come over and talk to you. But as of right now, I just see a lot of you Libras looking at relationships, perceiving it like, or them even perceiving you, I should say more so accurately, them perceiving you like you don't want to be in a relationship, and there's the stamp of F off on your forehead. But they're still going to try to come over and talk to you, because a lot of you Libras right now may have the mentality of, why would you even, take the time to even get to know somebody as of right now? And a lot of you Libras are really exhibiting self-love. So as of right now, you're not just going to get to know these people right now. A lot of you Libras are looking at it like, you just want to cool off. But I do see some people potentially even, giving you their number and letting you know, hey, whenever it is that you get off this hiatus, give me a call. The Chariot, however, represents, you being a little bit, I ain't gonna say I guess you could say combative. You being a little bit standoffish with them, but them being a little bit standoffish to get to know you right back. I know a lot of you Libras will probably like that. So let's clarify some of these cards. So the Hermit, right? The Hermit now represents this being a situation for you where you have the Temperance, you have the Magician, the Seven of Cups, and you Libras have the Page of Wands. So a lot of you right now are in a situation where, for them, they're using their knowledge of what they've learned and their own successes and failures, and they're just going to tell it to you straight. They want to get to know you, and just be direct and see what happens. The magician, which represents, you know, and then it'll be essentially up to you. The magician, the Seven of Cups, the Page of Wands, they perceive you as someone having a lot of options. So these are people that aren't necessarily, as of right now, it's too early to tell, but these people aren't really jerks. And because of the fact that these people aren't jerks, a lot of you Libras will appreciate that, or I don't know, but you should appreciate it, right? You should appreciate it. And as a result, right? Sorry, I'm just thinking about all the wonderful things that Libras have done for me in my life. But sorry about that. But a lot of you Libras, you will essentially, like I said, you'll take it into consideration. You'll listen to what it is that they have to say. You'll take their number. And whenever it is that you decide to get off this hiatus, and again, I never said that this hiatus was long. I'm just giving y'all a report as to what y'all are on right now. Some of you are already on it. For some of you, and who are not on it, you should be taking a break right now, because just too much energy. A lot of people in and out of your life, and you need to hit that pause button. You need to have things, temporarily stop. Not necessarily stop forever, but just slow down a little bit. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Things are starting to look up for you from here. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. As of right now, I have 72 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.